And welcome back, folks and friends. Silver Gold Man here, aka Connecting Dots 2. Okay, I've got some great news. Those of you that like my economic stuff, the copyright infringement has been taken off my Silver Gold Man YouTube channel. I can now have live streaming hangouts. Yippee-ki-yay. So I'll be back here. I'm not sure if I'll be able to do it Monday, Wednesday, and Friday as I originally was doing it, but I sure as heck will try. So don't be surprised if I don't have a Friday hangout at 4 p.m. Pacific time. That's what time they take place over at the Silver Gold Man. 4 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. Mountain time, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And, well, I'm not sure if you're listening to my videos over at the Silver Gold Man, but I had been saying sell in May and go away. And another thing I've been speaking about is how the Federal Reserve actually would be raising the Fed fund rates in June. Well, guess what? That's what took place. If you haven't noticed, your gold and silver has dropped here. And that's essentially what took place yesterday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. They had their little economic hangout. We got the meetings actually that were read from the last FOMC meeting. That was on April 27th. So yesterday being the 18th, we had the minutes that came out at 2 p.m. Eastern time. And I've said that before, you know, investors and traders they're reactionary to the news, you know. And essentially, that's what took place. Bada boom, bada bing. Your gold and your silver were hit, and yeah, we'll see where that goes, eh? And you know, oddly enough, if you go look at the charts, I made the video. I said sell in May and go away. We hit the high May 1st. I think it was the highest price in gold and silver. Anyways, long story short, like I said, if you enjoy my economic stuff, I'll be back live at the Silver Gold Man. Now, the big news is, since I can't get any of these Fukushima frauds to debate, they can't acknowledge me. They don't even want to show. They'll speak about me. They'll refer to me as the gold man or the dots guy or dots, you know. Cannot debate. And that's why I've said they're absolutely, not only are they frauding, but they're absolutely cowards. Biggest cowards on YouTube. Well, no, I can name a few others, but regardless, the fact is they don't want to debate. And can you blame them, really? With the arsenal of information and the memory that I have, all you need to do is spur me a little bit. Boom, I go into hyperdrive and I start pulling out data, yin yang. Just, it'll set you on fire. So essentially, since they don't want to debate, I figured I'm going to take things into my own hands again. And oddly enough, isn't that why, if you recall, that's the whole reason why my Silver Gold Man YouTube channel was taken off the air here with the copyright infringement, because that's what I was saying. I said in 2015, the gloves are off. And I was just going to see if I could find that video, but in that video, I said, you know, that's it. I've had enough of this fraud that's going on. And now Jeff Palco had taken his life. And I said, that's it. You know, the gloves are off. That was in January of 2015. That's right. I know. And I said, I'm going to go after these fraudsters. And, well, you know, I'm about to push it a little bit further this time around, and I'm not sure if you want to help me, and I'll get into what I'm bringing along on my trip. But there we go. That's the video there that was taken down. She's right back up. Like I've said, my market wrap-ups here that I was doing, I'd carry them over Connectingdots2, but it's just not the same crowd. So I'm going back to Silver Gold Man now that I have that channel back. But essentially, that was it. I said, you know, I'm tired of these scammers. I'm coming out. I'm going to go after them even harder than before. We had someone who had taken his life. You know, he was absolutely defrauded of his life savings. And I can't understand, you know, someone was saying Kevin Blanch is up to $13,000 in donations through his GoFundMe. I'm like, really? Really? I had no idea. Like, honestly, folks, I didn't look into it that much. I just know he's a fraud. And I honestly thought that people had enough common sense that, well, let alone the fact that he curses and swears, doesn't provide any evidence. I just figured that he sounded too much like he was full of bullshit for people to buy it. But I guess, you know what? The bullshit's cheap out on YouTube, and they seem like these people are buying it. So I figured if they will send him $13,000, well, I'm going to ask for donations. And, you know, and some you may read here in the comments on other YouTube channels, they won't come and leave it on my channel because they know I now can leave comments. I have my Google Plus account now. I've been here since 2009. They took away my right to leave comments for a long, long time until I finally caved in years later. Finally caved in and decided that I'd get a Google Plus account. So now I can tackle the comments, the fraudsters that come and leave comments. They won't. They stay away. So one of the things they've been going around saying is how I couldn't do, I started a radiation tour in 2011, but I ran out of money. I couldn't finish off the tour. Absolutely false. In fact, I'm saying the same thing now as I said back then. I'm going on this tour. I'm going right up the Powell River. I'm going to check out the nursery beds. I've already bought the 2 Geiger counters back then in 2011. And that's what I said to folks back then. I said, I'm buying 2 Geiger counters. I'm going on a tour back and forth across Canada. There's a donate button right up here. I've just put it up here tonight. Okay, that's what I was saying back then in 2011. I said, I just put it up here tonight. Is if you guys want to help out, great. If you don't have any money, don't send me any money. I'm paying for this tour. I'm going out anyways. If you want to help out, that'd be great. I could certainly use the money. It's not going to be cheap after all. You know, I spend quite a bit of money just on radiation equipment, and let alone the fact that, you know, you got to spend money on hotel rooms, the gas, the oil. I mean, I didn't even leave the island here, and I already blew a tire. That was like $160 right there. So needless to say, I was going on a tour with or without your help, or back then, and same thing this time around. I'm going up the Powell River with or without your help. If you want to help me out, fabulous. Thank you so much. Whatever money I don't use towards this trip, I'll set it aside for the gamma spectrometer, because I've said that before. That is my long-term goal. I live right here on Vancouver Island, and some of you are saying, why the heck is he going up the Powell River? So it's a small little area here. It's not very big. You can see there's a ferry that runs back and forth here between Comox and Powell River. So the reason I'm going to Powell River is because Dana Durnford lives in the town of Powell River. So although I cannot go right to his home, because I don't want him trying to contact the police and say he's stalking me or any shit like that. I don't need that kind of stupidity in my life, okay? I'm just out there to show the kilometers from his trailer, not from his trailer park, but I mean from the entrance into this trailer park, okay? From the entrance, I'll go from that street and I'll go right down to the river so you can see how close it is to his home. You're going to be shocked. Dana's going to be upset. So will Kevin, but whatever. We need some truth on YouTube, and it's certainly not being propagated by anyone who happens to grab a camera and only point it at their face. As I've been saying for a long time, it's one of the big trends I've noticed on YouTube. The more time they spend with the camera stuck on their face, the bigger the liars they seem to be. So if the camera's stuck on their face all along, well, guess what? You're back to mainstream media, the same bullshit all over again. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going down to Powell River. My camera is going to be pointed down at the ocean. I'm going to be, the only part that you'll see is me driving from the street where he lives down, and it's just a couple of blocks, folks. You're going to be shocked. This is not a big town, very small, as you can tell, right? 2 Main Street, Joyce Avenue, yeah, and Marine Avenue. It's very small, okay? Very small. And you'll be shocked how much marine life is right there. The best of it, if you're listening to me back in August 14th, August 2014, I think it was September 2014, I can't remember. That's when Dana was first trying to raise money to go on this expedition for life. I contacted someone who he had claimed had assaulted him at a business location. And then we got to hear the other side of the story from the business owner himself. And that's why Dana only played 18 seconds of that clip. I knew damn well there was a lot more to this altercation that we were not being shown. He's a slime ball. He edits information. He runs from any type of debate. He's a coward. I have to prepare myself for the coward, so I won't go right to his home. I'll leave from the street. We'll drive down because I'm not going alone. I don't need backup, but yeah, my friends insist on coming. So I said, yeah, come along. So we're going to drive down to the street. You'll be able to see how far it is on my camera. I'll keep the camera rolling all the time. Okay. Well, no funny business with me. I want some truth. And you're getting to see the map here right there. So you'll be able to come back to Powell River and see what street I was on. Okay. I'm not going to pull no bullshit on you guys. I want the truth. And like I said, the more these people point the camera at the face, the more they bullshit. I've been doing it since 2009, and I've run nothing but scams and frauds. This is what I've said to YouTube. They asked me for a comment just the other day. What do you think of the people that were promoting on your YouTube channel? I said, why do you promote all the frauds? I said, it's not only myself. Other people have noticed it also. Why do you promote frauds? They're not going to reply, but I had to send it to them. Someone has to speak out. So I'm taking my car, and I live here, not in Comox, but I live on Vancouver Island. Just so I'll show you where, what distance I'm traveling. So this is not like 2011 where I left Victoria, took the ferry to Vancouver, and drove back and forth across Canada, chasing fallout. Essentially, I was chasing storms. I was a storm chaser that summer. With my 2 Geiger counters, and I'll get into that in a second here. I got them lined up, so I'm not going barehanded. I'm sure as hell not going to bring a camera, and call my. That's the whole joke of it. I can't believe people would fall for their bullshit. And he calls himself a nuclear proctologist. And I said, folks, do you not think he would have done a tour with a gamma spectrometer, or at least some Geiger counter? Do you not think we'd have readings all along? Do you not think he would have taken some type of the marine sample at some point and have it sent off to a lab to have it tested for Fukushima radiation, since he's making claims that the radiation was so strong along the West Coast that it killed everything? No common sense in his viewers. I'm so happy I got some smart subscribers. Honestly, that's one thing I like. I'll tell you, the unfortunate thing is that when many of you realize that you've all been lied to, defrauded, and I'm speaking to those of you that are still into this bullshit, believe the radiation came up here on my island and killed everything. Well, I'll tell you right now, as soon as you realize you've been lied to, you're going to be gone. Oh yeah, watch me. I'm telling you, straight up, as soon as you realize, you're gone. You won't hang around. You don't want to hear nothing about Fukushima. You realize, it's nothing but a big fraud. That's why I have a hard time getting views. People have said that. How come we don't have that many views and you're telling the truth? I said, that's exactly why. It's because I'm telling the truth. And once people realize it's nothing but a big scam, they've been taken in, they're gone. They don't want to hang out here. They don't have time for that shit. People have lives. They're on YouTube. They want to watch something else. They're not watching nothing but a pack of lies. So I'm going to leave the city of Victoria, drive on up here past Nanaimo, and park my car. Park my car. Drive onto the ferry. I'm not parking my car in Comox. Okay, I'll be in a vehicle and taking a ferry over here. And I'm not going to stay there like an entire a week or two. It won't take a long time. I'm going to go down along his side of the beach, and then listen to this. This is the good part, okay? Because Dana actually did this 200-kilometer stretch of the beach here, and he claimed in 2014 everything was dead. And I've said that before. If you're still falling for the bullshit, okay, on this stretch of beach here, remember Half Moon Bay? Just remember that name, and you can go right here to Claire Stanhope. Claire lives there. That's why she was so upset when she found out that this guy was out on YouTube collecting money, and by telling everyone everything was dead along the Sunshine Coast. She says, what's he talking about? I live right here. Oh, Stanhope. I wrote Stanford. Sorry about that. I thought I typed Claire Stanhope. So, like I said, even these are all so shocking. I mean, it's the truth. That's the sad part, is that he knew all along that the Pacific Ocean wasn't dead, and he just he suckered in everyone, So she went down. This is September of 2014. Half Moon Bay. Did you see it on the poster here? Just wait. Half Moon Bay. Okay. She's just down at the dock. That's the best of it. Dana says he went to all these different places. There she is there. Hi, Claire. Smart girl. She even knows a lot of the names of the marine life. He was telling everyone there was no birds. He drove around for 9 days, saw no birds. Can you imagine that? I couldn't believe it. I was so shocked. Couldn't see nothing. Here she is just digging holes here because she knows every one of those holes. Guess what's in them? Yeah, you got it. Clams. She knows they're there. The problem is you got to be fast, but if you catch them, there you go. There's another one. He was saying all the vegetation was dead. She's saying, oh my God, I can't believe he can say that. Oh no. Oh no, what was that? A starfish? Oh, I thought they're all dead. Look at all the mussels. More starfish. Like I said, these are the pictures that Dana does not want to show his people. The sea life is there. You just have to know where to look at. Like I said, they like to stay out of the sun. Isn't that what I was saying just the other day? If they're out of the water, they have to stay out of the sun. They don't like direct sunlight. Look at, they're all in the shade. Can you see them all? I don't know if you can see all those starfish. There's so many of them there. It's just shocking. So I'll go back down and we'll do the tour again. This was done in 2014. Holy jumping, I forgot how many were there. It was just unbelievable. He was telling people everything was dead, and she said, like, he's so full of shit. I'm like, I know, Claire, but what can I do? Oh, there's a pigeon. Oh, there's another small little gray bird. There's a blue heron. Those look like a bunch of seagulls. And she didn't travel there for 9 days, folks. You have to understand. That's what's important about this. She's down at one location, just like when I went down the other day with my camera. One location. That's all it took. The problem is Dana does not want to go up close. He plays the I'm a cripple, I'm a cripple, I'm a cripple card. You know, meanwhile, send me money, send me money, send me money, because the Pacific Ocean is dead. Oh, I see. So we're sending money to a crippled man who can't walk, but apparently he's going to go down there and investigate. Okay, so you can understand how ridiculous this is. In case you're new to this, you're saying, okay, yeah, I didn't know that this was going on. So essentially, I'm going to go back out there. Yeah, we can see those baby starfish, a cluster of them too. That's kind of like what I got in 2014 when I went down the dock in my area. Not nearly as many starfish, though, because I was telling folks, you know, I'm in a very, very busy area here. The docks where I was, it's, you know, it's quite, it's loaded with traffic. Okay, all kinds of boats and marine and large ferries coming in, because I live in a large city of Victoria, so a lot of you know, the ferries coming back and forth between the U.S. and yeah, very busy place. But Half Moon Bay is much more secluded along the Sunshine Coast. She's just showing you here all the clams, the vegetation. This is the way it is. I mean, it looks dead, but all you got to do is point your camera down and life is there. The problem is, can you see the life there? Probably many of you probably can't even see it. Anyways, I'll take my time with my camera, and I have unlimited time here on my YouTube channel, Silver Gold Man and Connectingdots2, so I'll be able to upload, you know, loads of videos with lots of footage, and I promise not to make it boring. It's going to be quite interesting, you know, because I'm specifically out there to show you that, you know, she says I would walk down there, but I would break my neck. Hey, Dana, I can't wait to see your video of the Pacific Coast dead zones. Well, by now she's seen it. You know, she's pretty disgusted too. What can I say? This is, we're being led by fraud on YouTube, fraudsters. Okay, so Claire Stanhope, that's the YouTuber if you want to find her. And she's got a couple of videos you may have noticed in her lineup here, because she went down a couple other times, okay, to other places to show you people. One of the good ones, she went out to Jedediah Island, and I'll show you where that is, okay, on the map here, just so you have an idea. Jedediah Island was it somewhere here, if I'm not mistaken? Yeah, right there. So she went to this little island. She actually went in this inlet here. If you watch this video, that's where they parked their boat, okay? and you'll get to see there's millions of sand dollars. Oh, unbelievable amount on the bottom here. Crabs galore. Like I said, it's hit and miss, on the coastline. Not every single location is just going to be teeming with life. There's a lot of stretches where you're going to get nothing but these little pebbled rocks and stuff, and it just doesn't have the proper vegetation. There's not enough of these big outcrops of rocks coming out. Sea creatures like that for cover from the birds and stuff, right? And other marine life that'll quickly pick them off if they don't have somewhere to duck and cover. So essentially, yeah, I'm going to take the ferry over to Powell River. I'll take some wicked footage along his shoreline. I'll take the ferry over to Earl's Cove, come back down to Gibbons, and then there's a ferry, I think. Where is it? Oh, there isn't. I could have swore there was another ferry here that I could take from Nanaimo over. I'll have to look into that because I don't want to pay the ferry twice. That's why I was getting a kick out of Dana. He was asking his viewers to donate money because he had to go to court. And he says, I have to take 4 ferries. And I was thinking, well, dumbass, why don't you just take the one ferry, come on down the highway, drive right down to Victoria, and you're there. Because he has to go to court here. I'm not sure if you're aware of it, but he's under Canadian Criminal Law Act, Criminal Code, Section 264. It's kind of like uttering death threats, but it is essentially set up so that if someone speaks in a way that may make you fearful for your life or any of your loved ones, your immediate family, you can apply for a Section 264, which is kind of essentially like a restraining order. They can't talk about you in a public place. They got to keep it amongst themselves. They can't be making videos about you. They can't be anywhere near you. I think within 1,000 feet. So essentially, his court case is coming down, and I think he's going to lose it. In fact, I'm doing everything I can here to really shut the mother tucker up because I'm tired of the fraud. So what I've done is I'm sending, and someone else has already done the same thing, actually. We're sending it to the Crown Attorney, his latest video, because this one here, and even Mylor is getting a copy of it also, because in this latest video, he's gone off. And I know, again, if you're new to this, you're saying, what are you talking about? Yeah. So this guy's, his name is Dana Durnford, but his YouTube channel is Beautiful Girl by Dana. And essentially, he's been charged here for not uttering death threats, but it is kind of like uttering death threats. Like I said, Section 264 of the Canadian Criminal Law Code. And it's against Professor Jay Cullen from the University of Victoria. Like I said, I live on Vancouver Island. Am I associated with university? Hell no. I've even called that university scammer, Jay Cullen, a scammer myself on my Twitter. Okay, and I've invited him to debate also. Why? Because he's a liar. Dana's to one extreme and he's to the other. There's no like common ground, common sense, And I think that's where I kind of stand out here. There's more logic to the way I approach things. So essentially, Dana has been hit there with the Section 264 against the professor and also another Professor Ken Buesler from, what's it called again? I forget the friggin' name. They're another scam that I called out. Ken Buesler, he was charging people essentially double what it would cost you to have a liter of water analyzed for radiation. So he'd start a scam up with the Health Canada he was asking people to send in $600 and they would test their water. And I guess shortly after I made the videos pointing it out, how you could have it done for half price, all of a sudden they dropped it. Yeah, so obviously they're paying attention here, but I don't mind calling Ken Buesler a scammer, a lion, a fraudster. Should he be prosecuted? Yes. Should he be hung? I think so, yes. Should Jay Cullen be hung? Yes, I think so also. Am I going to ask my viewers to hunt him down and all that shit like Dana did? Absolutely not. I want real justice. I don't want this to turn into a zoo, Yahoo, a witch hunt. That's ridiculous. This has to be done in a orderly fashion to have it be respectable, so we can look down the road saying, okay, you know what? We got rid of these Freemasons, the Illuminati. We cleaned up the shit show. We know who the fraudsters were. We've made the connections, how they're all interconnected. Now we can progress on with this new, I was going to say new world order, a new world, but that's not it at all. That's their term. We're going to be a new cycle of humanity, where it's not going to be kings and queens and emperors and dictators and all that shit that's going to leading the show. It's going to be us under a direct democracy program, and I can't get into that because that's one of the main themes I tried bringing up here on YouTube at the Silver Gold Man, was direct democracy. If we're listen up, if we're ever going to have a chance to get out of the mess, our current democracy, which is an absolute mess, mark my words, it will have to be through direct democracy. You might as well mark that down in your calendar or somewhere important and spread it to your friends. Direct democracy, which began by the Athenians out of Greece and Athens. The Athenians came up with direct democracy. The Greeks came up with democracy. We want to go back to direct democracy. Much different system, and I can't get into that. That's a whole video on its own, but trust me, that's where it's going to change. So essentially, I'm going to Dana's place, and not to his place, sorry, I take that back, to his hometown. I will begin somewhere along the road near his trailer park, and I will travel down so you can know the kilometers, the distance to the beach, so you'll have an indication, or just you'll be upset when you realize that son of a bitch, he could have just hopped on his wheelchair, which I don't even think he's using anymore, because like I said, how can he say he's been out in the ocean for 260 days by himself in a 20-foot Zodiac in the middle of the winter on the West Coast, in the middle of the winter, and he's what? A quadriplegic? Come on. I'm so sick and tired of this. I'm like, come on out here to the West Coast, guy. I'll put you in a boat. You tell me if you can hang out there in the middle of winter, okay? And you can't walk? You people, it's because you don't know the ocean at all. You're totally zoned out here. And like I said, there's no way he spent 260 days, not in a 20-foot Zodiac. The West Coast waters are extremely dangerous in the middle of the winter, okay? So I'm going to go up there, and I'm going to travel from Victoria up to, like I said, where I was showing here, Comox. And depending on the ferry route here, how am I going to get dinged here, I may, I don't know how far I'll come down. Oh, I might even come all the way down to Gibson's, because the car I got is fuel economical. So I might come all the way down here and just turn back around and come take the ferry, if I can't get a deal on the ferry coming over back over this way. And I'm going up there with my Ludlam 3A. As I said, I'm going to bring my camera, but I want to do some testing also. So I've already have my 2 Geiger counters, so you don't have to worry. The money that anyone decides to donate is mostly going to go towards my food and my fuel, and probably one night hotel room. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. So I'm bringing my Ludlam 3A, and someone was asking if, oh, I forgot to mention here. I was talking about Dana's latest video, what we're sending to the police and to the Crown Attorney and them. This one here, Fukushima, nuclear is a death cult of idiots. And I got sidetracked because I started thinking about Professor Cullen, and that's exactly what ended up happening. Is someone in his comments had mentioned, had typed out the word Professor Cullen or Ken Buesler. We can't quite see because that video is in low quality. And essentially, Dana lost it. You get to see him stand up, how quick he can stand up if you still think he's a quadriplegic. You tell me, like, you'll see how fast he moves around. Leaves the room, goes and has a cigarette, goes and picks up his pack of cigarettes and stuff. Like, come on. Quadriplegic my ass. Anyways, long story short, in that video, he loses it again, goes off the deep edge, and he says, you know, he's calling out a war on all of us. And some of the people that he's named specifically, and that's why I'm saying if there's any do-gooders here, one of the guys already sent out this video out here. I'm not sure everywhere where it's gone, but I do know that someone ought to take the time to listen to that 40-minute piece of garbage and send it out to David Suzuki, send it out to Arnie Gunderson, send it out to Helen Caldicott, send it out to I wish I could remember. Does he say Busby? Yeah, I remember. I think he did mention Busby as a good thing, though. And doesn't matter. Busby is part of it also. That's the sad part. It's sad, but Busby is even part of the bullshit. So, essentially, if you want to go watch the video, you'll know what I mean, how you have to send it out to those people, because those are the names that he mentions in the video, that the war is on with them. And he actually uses my term, the gloves are off, or my term, the same term, the gloves are off, and the war is on. And, you know, it's quite comical watching him go off the deep end. I was like, whoa, unstable. I mean, it's one thing to get upset over a good reason, but over someone leaving a word in the comments, I mean, it wasn't even out of his mouth, so legally he couldn't get in trouble with it. And all he had to do, you know, the most easiest thing is just to drag the comments out of the view, and then you don't see them anymore. That's it. Sorry, Your Honor, I saw someone type it up. It wasn't my words. I took it off the screen so the word wouldn't be mentioned on any of my video. And that's it. You know, it's that simple. But instead, Dana went off the deep end. So, yeah, clear sign here of instability and aggressiveness. Very, very, yeah, it's kind of neat how he comes out the next day and he says, TEP goes out of control. And I thought to myself, I don't know, Dana. I think it's more like you're out of control, buddy. You're out of control. So, like I said, I'll be going up with 2 Geiger counters, not just one. I'm bringing up 2. This is the high-end one. Back when I bought this in 2011, this Geiger counter was retailing for, I think it was $2,800, almost $2,900 before taxes. And that's just a Geiger counter. You don't get the cable, and you don't get, that's right, you may have noticed, it's bare. There's nothing on it. Like I said, almost $3,000 just for this unit alone, 11.3A. And as you can see here, it retails for $979, and that's not the 3A, that's just the 3, and the 3 is cheaper because it doesn't have the red alarm. I don't know if you noticed, this one here has an alarm on it, auditory alarm as well as a visual one. So the 3 doesn't have that option. And also, this one here has the 44/9 pancake probe. And that brings me back to Dana. And another comment that somebody was saying is Dana and his friends are saying that there's high levels of radiation where you live and specifically along the West Coast. And I said, Guy, it's because they're using pancake probes. And the pancake probe has a wider reading surface, if that makes any sense to you. Whereas my on my Ludlam 3A, I've got a Navy military probe. Let me see, the radchick detector DT/59D PDR27. It's a waterproof metal housing for a Navy type BS1GM tube. And yeah, so, and that unit alone, just my probe is worth $300. Okay, it's not a cheap probe. Can we get an image of it here? Now that I think about it, looks similar to this one right here. Very similar to this one. And yeah, actually, that's it. That's actually it. I was going to say mine has a little cap that covers the cap to do specialized readings, but yeah, there's a lead shield that goes over it. So I've got the same one. It's a Navy one, and that's worth about $300. So essentially, I'm not going up there barehanded, so you know. And the reason why they're picking up such high levels is because they have the pancake probe. And again, I'll mention this, that over at my YouTube channel, over at my website connectingdots1.com, there's an area here where you can see other people that have Geiger counters all along, up and down the West Coast in Canada and US. It's right down here where it says Fukushima in the radiation playlist. Click right here. And you'll have to scroll down here. There's a lot of threads here that I've made special, but whoops. I clicked, did I click the wrong one here? Sorry. Yeah, sorry. It was the next one down below. Live radiation readings. My mistake. It's in the radiation under live radiation readings. And right up here, U.S. National Radiation Map. So to give you an idea, this is what's going along on West Coast. 9. I'm on Vancouver Island. 9. 36. 28 in Washington. That looks like a 17. 22 in Oregon. 42 in Oregon. 44 upper Northern California. Those are the readings. Not the hundreds that these guys are saying. Dana was making videos telling people he was sitting there in his room and it's 130, then 150 or whatever. And then the next reading, he says, look, it's 197 and nobody cares. Absolute bullshit. Absolute bullshit. I cannot believe that he can raise money under such false pretenses. Like I said, these guys have to be paid to come out here and promote the bullshit. It's the same thing when the guy told me that Kevin Blanch had raised over $13,000. And by the way, Kevin, people have complained to the GoFund, but it seems that GoFundMe will allow fraud. That's sad. And one of the gentlemen that complained about it, he says, I can't believe these guys are allowed to do this because he mentions how he actually worked for charitable organizations. And he says, we're so like warned not to lie, not to over exaggerate. He says, and these guys just come right out and over exaggerate and lie about everything. I'm like, yeah, I know. It's unbelievable. I can't understand why this is allowed. Like I said, that's what I complained to YouTube. YouTube, what's going on? How come you're allowing this to take place on your... It's the New World Order bullshit, folks. What can I say? So even in Japan, there's one there if you want to read it. Oh, there's only one up in northern Japan. I guess the other ones have all been deactivated. They turn them off. These are individual people, by the way. This is not the government. These are regular people that decide to sign up to the radiation network, okay? And they even mention how it works. They even speak about how you have different alert levels, that it's sometimes because of the type of Geiger counter you use. So they're asking people to stick with the different types here that they have. So another website, if you're wondering, does he have another one? Yes, there's another one. Let me just see, imported from Firefox. And it's Black Cat. And to be honest with you, at 26, this is high for this reading, for this type of Geiger counter. This one's what? It's a different type of one. It's the GM10 alpha beta or the 4550. So they're even more precise on this website. They want you to stick with the same type. And they're telling you right here that the readings, that they're micrograms per hours of cesium or cobalt 60. So I kind of like that about it. And 26 is kind of high, so is 20. It's not high where the sense you got to evacuate. I'm just saying it's on the higher side of these type of readings, okay? I was just going to back out here to compare it to other countries so you can get an idea. See, like 22. Okay, let's go into Tokyo. It seems like there's a lot of people on the Black Cat system out there. Oh, Sendai, right up the road from Fukushima, 12. Niigata, 22. 20. Nagano, where they had the Olympics. So I'll leave you with that. And the other Geiger counter, oh yeah, the price list. Well, they've come down. This is from April 20th, 2016. And the Ludlum 3A with an alarm, which is what I have, is now retailing for $994. But remember, that's without the probe. You still have to buy the probe. And I'll just track on down here to the probes and show you what the probe goes for. Okay, where is it? It's got to be here. There we go. 44.9 pancake GM detector, $277. So just to let you know, I'm going up with some professional equipment. I got the Ludlum 3A. And I'm also going up with my Soaks, which is a Russian-made Geiger counter. And this one retails, I got the Eco Tester, and it retails for $447 Canadian here on Amazon.ca. So I'll be taking both of those up, and I'm doing some readings. I'll do some atmospheric readings, so you'll be able to see for yourself that it's Dane is absolutely wrong. I actually have a nuclear sample, and that's how I calibrate both of my Geiger counters. And I'll do that again as I did in 2011 before I went on my trip. I did one specific video where I calibrated both my Geiger counters so everyone could see that they both read the same amount of radiation, but they're expressed in two different types of readings. So, and I also have the conversion page where you can convert the different types of readings so you can know that they're equal. Okay, they're reading the same. They're just expressing it in two different types of readings. Okay. And that way there, no funny business with me. I like to do this professional. This is why I did it in 2011. I went out and bought two because I did not want to have anyone complaining. My Geiger counter's not calibrated. All one's reading and REMs and the other one are microsieverts. So they're not even the same readings. I did not want any bullshit. So I covered all of my bases and even got myself a radioactive sample and did it live. No hocus pocus bullshit with me. I'm too much of a straight shooter, and I expect the same when I watch other people's videos. So I'm going to finish it up here, and I'll remind you, if you haven't seen Claire Stanhope's work, thank you, Claire. She's probably not even listening to this stuff anymore because, like I said, she lives on the West Coast. She was raised on Sunshine Coast. She's lived there her entire life. As soon as she saw Dana's videos in 2014, she says, yeah, bullshit on you, buddy. She grabbed her camera, went right down to the beach. You can see all the flat and bare rocks, just similar, very similar to the same type of beach I went to the other day. If you saw my video last Saturday, it was beautiful out. Was that 2 Saturdays ago? It was a beautiful beach. I went down there, and it's just a matter of looking. That's it. You just have to look. I compared it to going hunting. Just because you're going out looking for a moose, that doesn't mean you walk into the forest, you can't see moose. Oh, they're all gone. They're all dead. You're going deer hunting. You think the deer are going to be jumping out in front of your camera? Yeah, shoot me, shoot me. You know, I don't think it works like that. So it's the same thing in the marine life. And, you know, the whales aren't in every single area of the beach everywhere you go. Just because you're not going to see a whale doesn't mean they're all extinct. So Claire did some fabulous work. If you have a chance, go watch her stuff. Leave her a good comment. It might coax her to go back out there with her camera and take some more video for us. Okay, folks? Really good gal here has put a lot of work into it. Okay, I'm going to go back and finish up with your comments. And he really believes that Adam Kokesh is a Russian agent. Oh, Guy, poor you. Wow. So you asked for donations to buy that, only to debunk Dana. Okay, so it's funny here. These are two shills, and by now, I mean, the first one already looks like a ding-dong because I've already said that I've already owned both Geiger counters. I paid with them for my own money, and yeah, didn't ask for any money for them. Gregory. And I banned him before. I don't even know how he manages to get in. This is part of the problem that you have on YouTube. There's just scammers and their friends that are allowed to come in, and no matter how much you ban them, they still manage to get around. He promotes all the fraudsters. See, this guy's been out here on my YouTube channel ever since I made the video on Stéphane Molyneux, and I spoke about how he's part of the New World Order. Same with Freedom, a Free Radio Revolution, New World Agenda. They're all fraudsters. None of these people will come out and debate me, by the way, nor will Stéphane Molyneux make a video about me at all. I don't mind speaking about him. Why? Because a lot of people understand the truth. Same with Press for Truth. Another bullshitter out of Toronto. I'll call him a fraudster, scammer. Yeah, should he be tried and hung like the rest of them? Absolutely. They are part of the New World Order agents on YouTube. So now let's go deal with the other guy who's calling me, doesn't understand that Kokesh is a Russian agent. This is cute, you know, because you're actually going to look like a fool again. It's not even my words. It's actually Kokesh's words. That's the best of it. You're going to come out into my comments and try to make me look like a ding-dong like that? Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Like I said, I love finding this stuff. You just pull out the truth and suck it up, big boys. Not my word. It's Kokesh saying he's here, hired by the Russian government to circumvent the your American government. Yeah, his own words. Listen to it. Let's see, is that the short one? Because I don't want to play the long version. As you can see, I had a hang out here for an hour, 2 hours long, calling them all out. They all need to be tried. Oh, I just remembered here, we may not be able to play that because of the playback here.
Characterize what type of work you do. Are you a rabble rouser?
I was recently appointed revolution czar of the Obama administration.
He needs it. All right.
Yeah, but you work for Russian TV, don't you?
Yes, I do.
How much do they pay you a year?
Enough.
How much?
Enough.
How much are you paid by the Russian government?
Enough.
Well, tell us if you believe in freedom of information. Give us the figure. How much does Putin pay you?
I believe in I believe in
It's his own private
respect for
business.
certain
Why don't you
privacy.
tell
I'm
us?
going to maintain my privacy on
Why
that.
don't you tell us? You plead the fifth on that?
Are you
Sir.
a journalist for Russian TV, the English language service?
I'm a host of Adam versus the Man, and they have given me full editorial control by contract, and I'm grateful to have that platform. It's something that the American government does all over the world, subverting other governments, and it's sort of like we're the rebels in Libya, except that when we called for close air support, we got a TV show instead.
There you go. His own words. I didn't make it up. He's saying himself he works for the Russian government to subvert. Yeah. The rebels in Libya. Bullshit. The same guy who makes fun of us people who take our time to go out and videotape chemtrails and explain to them, to people. Yeah. And we're what? Chemtrail tards. Yeah, I don't think so. So he's part of the New World Order. He's on RT News. And what can I say? He's admitting himself that he's a Russian agent. I don't know what to say. If you can't figure this out on your own, buddy, bonne chance. Good luck in life. So I'm going to finish up with the comments, see if we have anything new out there or if it's the same old, same old. Hopefully not another shill. And when am I leaving? I'm not going to give the exact date. It'll be soon, though, but I just don't want to give the date because I don't want Dana out there combing the beach with him and his bros. That's why my friend said, well, you need some backup. I'm like, they're not going to come after me. When am I leaving? No. He was kidding. Yeah, I'm sure. Bro, you're such a ding-dong. You know, you're too stupid to understand. I can't believe this guy actually thinks that he was joking. That's the sad part. He still doesn't get it. What's his name? Boris, Grigory Rasputin and Boris Gordonov. They just sound like two Russian agents themselves. Don't they? Oh, that's too funny. I just want to go ban him too. I don't want this crap. He's the same one who's come out and spewed the same garbage before over at the Silver Gold Man. It's just better to just clean them up, get them out of here now. There, look at same garbage. Look who they're promoting. Same. It's the same person. The same person as the other guy. It's just two different channels. It's the same lineup. Too funny. Too funny. He got himself to YouTube. Oh, he's already, see what I mean, folks? He's already blocked, but he's still able to come out here and leave comments. Anyways, I'm going to fish it up. Oh, wow. Thanks for all the thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, they're equal, but who cares? People are smart enough here. We want results. People can see there are chemtrails. People can listen to Adam Kokesh come out. They can hear him speak. He was joking about when he was talking about being Obama czar or whatever. But the fact is, he's not joking when he's talking about his RT News and how the American government does blah, 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 and they're going to do it here because they're the what? Yeah, right. Give me a break. They're no rebels. He's a bullshitter. So I'm going to end it here, folks. Thank you very much for coming out. And if you want to donate, help me out, great. If not, well, hang tight. I'll come back with the real live footage when I go on my own Fukushima expedition for life right in Pal River. That ought to be a lot of fun here, because this ocean is beautiful. And I'm actually going to meet up with the gentleman who Dana had said had assaulted him. And he mentioned he would take me on a boat tour. And that was in 2014. I'm coming back 2 years later to see if he'll take me up on the boat tour. And you never know, I might come back with some great footage of killer whales, dolphins. You may recall, he spoke about the white-tailed dolphins that were just rarely spotted out there. And he says now there's a whole pod of these white dolphins hanging out all the time out in Pal River. Like I said, this is the stuff that Dana does not want to tell his subscribers. He wants to actually tell them it's all dead, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go down there with the camera. I'll get you some great footage, and if you can help out, great. If not, hang tight. We'll come back here with some great footage soon, and I'll share the truth. People want the truth, right? You want to know what it is too. Same with the gamma spectrometer. I mean, the readings. You'll see there's no 200 counts per minute in Pal River. Trust me. Ciao. Take care, folks.